Okay, we are 53 days out from the meet, max effort bench day, and how I feel after that 775 squat we had on Saturday is shockingly not dead, which has me thinking that I probably do not need as big of a pullback as I thought I did. But what I do need to remember is that we probably have been flying a little bit too close to the sun on our last couple of bench weeks. So the big goal for today is to end on something that moves very well. So we're gonna do our best to make good choices on the way up so we can do that. And the plan for getting there is we're gonna bring in a new max effort variation for this meet prep, mostly because like with the floor press, the incline, I think I am getting relatively close to where the top end will be, and I don't want to have to force either of those. So gonna warm up, comp bench, put shoulder saver pad down too early, and because it's a variation that I haven't ran in a very long time, should be able to do better than the last time I ran it without overclocking myself. But gotta make sure that the elbows, biceps, everything don't feel like balls with the empty bar before we get too ahead of ourselves. And the bar feels like a bar, so that's always a good sign. Another thing to mention too with the bar feeling good is that since things happened feeling clunky on bench, I was extra deliberate with my warm-up today. Started out with all of my shoulder rotation prep work, then moved into some straight arm pull downs, some push downs, some rear delt flies with the cable, then ran into some dumbbell presses, did some light rolling extensions, did some light hammer curls, and like things are feeling lubed up right now, so hopefully it stays that way. Plate feels like a plate, which I mean, it probably should feel like a plate, but it is exciting that nothing hurts so far. And to clarify, the elbow bicep junk, I've been talking about the last little bit. Like, it obviously hasn't been that bad because we've been able to, bench 495, floor press 485 with it, but it is bad enough that I know that I don't want to make it worse, hence why we are going to try to keep it moving very well today. We're going wrist straps on early for this one because I am a pansy, and plan here is pretty smooth 5. I'm okay with that. So we'll go for one more last full range warm up here. Full range warm up, talking like fucking Elmer Fudd again. But another thing I should be mentioning that I have been doing for the elbow that's been making a tremendous amount of difference is at home, we're grabbing a pair of 15-pound dumbbells. Why can't I talk today? But I've been running just like infinite reps of rolling extensions with them until I get a giant tricep pump. Then going into some incline curls, and going back into rolling extensions, going back into incline curls, and that seems to be doing wonders for the desensitization process. With the way the speech pattern is right now, I am mildly concerned that I may be having a stroke. And plan here, keep it feeling not terrible, shoulder saver pad down for the next jump. No pain, but felt far heavier than I wanted it to, so we might be in a little bit of trouble today. Also thinking that I may be falling victim to the classic planning on a lighter day and not being mentally awake enough, so we will try to take a little bit more. We will try to wake up a little bit more for the next jump. Man, oh man, I cannot talk today. But if we are, in fact, just weak today, like, I know why. We had a giant ass squat on Saturday, so I can't be worried about it, but the hope is by putting 3 reds on, we will have to get a little bit more aggressive for this, even if we are going shoulder saver pad. Because the last time I tried shoulder saver pad was actually the meet prep directly after the pec surgery, and it went absolutely horrendously, so I am a little bit nervous for this. Gotta get it centered. Making sure to jack the face savers up for this one. Got the fun music in the headphones because I do not want this to be the top set, but to be clear, when I say this, I mean this much more seriously than I have the last couple bench days. because if this does end up feeling any worse than it should, we will call it here. Thank goodness we can go up from here. Like, I would have been a little bit worried if top set was only 375 with the shoulder saver pad. We're just taking a cute little jump though and going 405. Because with a new variation and feeling flatter than I want to today, we shouldn't be getting too adventurous in terms of jump sizes. You know what? On second thought, today is supposed to be a pullback. Today is supposed to be lighter. I know that I am not weak because I did bench 495 full range of motion 2 weeks ago. I can be okay to keep this here for today. So, sorry guys, we're making a lame choice, but a smart choice considering how hard we have been pushing it the last little bit. And yes, I do feel very lame making that decision, but I am making the bet that future Seth will thank me for that lameness. And now I'm thinking we're gonna go run some machine JMs to touch the triceps, but keep it feeling on the friendlier side. And I guess this machine isn't like a perfect JM, but it feels freaking sick, so we will run it. If I can remember how to adjust the stupid thing. Yeah, elbows are gonna be happy here. Future Seth will be stoked. And we can definitely go up off that one. And we got 2 on here, which is what we ran last week. So if it feels decent, we will go up for another. Nah, this will be plenty for today. How heavy that felt makes me feel better about my choices on the bench. Down to a plate and a quarter. Being a pansy.
Friday, right? This Friday. Yeah. Okay, this is different. This Friday. This will be.
Not thrilled with that, but like it'll do the job for today. And next up, gonna go for world's heaviest pec deck once again. But once again, we are not gonna be forcing loading here. Like if we need to freshen up, gotta actually let myself freshen up. That was way too many reps, so probably gonna trim a bunch out in the vlog, but at least like pecs are both feeling very good. I just, again, don't wanna force how hard we're pushing it today. So we'll go for another one here. Embrace, stretch and squeeze. And I think like my favorite part about this pec deck is, well, like number one, how terrible it feels in the best way possible. But number two, always see dudes on like the other ones gym pinning like 3 places to stack when they could just go halfway on this thing and get the same amount of loading. It's just, I don't know, just silly to me. And even the slight back definitely did the job. I'm thinking for triceps part 2, we're gonna at least try a light roll extension on a high incline. See if the elbows can tolerate it, and it's actually surprising me how good it's feeling. So the really light ones at home are doing their job. Probably gonna grab fitness for the next set, just so we don't do a million reps again. So hopefully this also doesn't feel terrible. I am very pleasantly surprised. Did get way harder than I wanted to, but I am very okay with that. But instead of getting greedy there, we'll just run another set and see if we can make it feel at least as good. Caught up much faster than I wanted it to, but again, happy with how it felt. And thinking with how things are feeling, the best bet for what to run next is going to be some very easy assisted dips. Like just trying to touch a little bit of range of motion, get that serratus firing, touch some pec minor, make it feel good. And how sad that range of motion probably looks, even with the assistance, is a reminder that I should probably do these more. And realize the top half of my body was definitely out of frame there, so we're gonna raise the camera up. But yeah, I definitely am kicking myself for getting rid of the dip slot when we were feeling terrible in the diet, because with this being as terrible as it is, we definitely need to be touching them more often again. As much as that did suck, glad we brought it back. And I figure we should couple pushing ourselves into pec minor length with pulling ourselves into pec minor length. So we're going to run some face pulls, which I haven't touched in a long time, but with the biceps weirdness following the squats, for myself at least, that is usually a result of pec minor irritating brachial plexus. And we haven't been doing a lot of stuff to address that as of late, so I want to bring some stuff back that should help us in that regard. And like doing the dips, you can already tell it's on the right track. Doing this, it's like getting the right sensation every single rep, so this was the smart call for today. And we'll go up so I don't have to do 10 million reps for the next one. So we'll give her another crank here, and I already have like the best low trap pump ever. And in order to achieve that, what I want you guys to notice is I'm letting the scaps go, trying to arch, suck the scaps down, and this just feels phenomenal. Yeah, that did the job. And with that, gonna run this guy a little bit lighter than we have been to make sure that I actually am like pulling down beyond where the lats have leverage, touch a little bit more of that carries, a little bit more of the rotator cuff, just to keep that feeling happy as well. I always hate filming the training sessions that end up looking like this because I want to imagine that it's probably pretty boring to watch. But the thing is that if you are pushing training hard and you are not like the 1 in 1 million genetic freak with infinity recovery ability, some of your sessions are going to have to look like this. And if you can decide to make a session look like this before you are forced to, that is going to lead to more better sessions overall and more momentum going into the meet. So as much as I don't enjoy filming these, I do think it is important to show the reality of a meet camp. And that caught up. And we're going to run a little bit of extra upper back touching because I need to bring something back. Well, I mean, we already brought the face pulls back, but also going to be bringing back some H rolls, which are really good for scap motion, shoulder rotation, getting the radial cuff, and straps, rhomboids, etc. All work together well, so we'll run them. Can probably drop dumbbells down because, like, before 25s were chill, but that felt heavier than I wanted it to. So if we're running 15s, yeah, that's more appropriate. And that feels disgusting in the best way possible. To be clear, I should have brought these back a while ago. And something that I've been guilty of since training here is like face pulls, H rolls, not all that exciting with all of the other upper back options that they have, but with running these today again, how it feels, I am kicking myself for not bringing these back into the picture sooner. The entire upper back is smoked. And on that note, something else we haven't done in a little while, is a regular hammer curl. So we're to jam on it. Definitely harder than I wanted it to be, but once again, not a bad thing. We'll do another, probably won't film it because it's boring. Did 2 more sets, 1 more at the 40, then dropped down to 30 because it felt like brachioradialis definitely needs a little bit of extra touching. Also, to be clear, I've decided that I'm officially just going to do my hip flexors in the basement because it is so much easier than having to fight for the spike strap and cable tower here. But I think today is exactly what it needed to be. Like, could have I gone up? Absolutely. Do I need to go up with how well bench has been moving? Absolutely not at the start of a new wave. I'm thinking that next week on bench, what we'll do is closer to the buffalo bar, be a little bit of another load limiter. Then I'll figure out what I want to do for the 3rd week. But we're on track. We are ahead of schedule for bench press, so I don't need to be forcing it. I just need to be making sure that the biceps, the elbows, everything are feeling good. And today was a very good step in the right direction for that target. And like I was saying earlier, it's not a very exciting training session to watch, not a very exciting training session to do, but it is necessary if I want to set myself up to peak as well as possible. And the reason that I'm having to kind of do this is the fact that I was a little bit overzealous the last 2 weeks So I'm fine with it. And I know that I probably should have taken a couple less jumps on those benches, and I maybe wouldn't have had to pull today back as much as I did, but hindsight's 2020, and we're at least doing the pullback before we are totally screwed, which should set us up for better pressing in the next few weeks, which I am excited to get to work on. And the biggest thing I need to be making sure that we are doing as well is, well, number one, keep on the movement prep at home so we can push triceps harder next week. But we definitely need to push tricep work a little bit harder next week. But we're doing the work necessary to get us there. And I am excited to continue digging into this whole process. So that's what I got for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. Have a good night. And I will see you in the team.